They said that they were here to help us, to lift us out of poverty, to stabilize our economy. But every time we followed their rules, we lost control, we lost land, and we lost generation. This is episode 3, False Friends, how the IMF and the World Bank were built to hold Africa back, Africa and the Caribbean and third world countries back. I am Neville Philpotts, and today we're going to expose the truth. But before we get into it, please like and share and subscribe to this video so you can get information as soon as we drop new videos. We try to expose the real truth about the IMF and the World Bank and the West, how they were set up to keep Africa and third world countries in poverty. Have you heard of the Brentwood, the birth of control? After World War II, the West created a global economic system to rebuild Europe and to control former colonies. That system became the IMF and the World Bank. The lie was simple. We'll lend you money and you will develop. But the real game, debt, dependency, and domination. The IMF was built to control currency and budget. The World Bank was built to control infrastructure and development. And both were built by and for the same Western power that colonized Africa and the Caribbean and Asia. Now, how the trap works. Here how it goes. And many of you listening have lived this story. A crisis hit your country. Could be famine, war, recession. The IMF steps in. We'll give you a loan. But first they demand austerity. Cut your spending, fire your public workers, privatize everything, and devalue your currency, and subsidize food and fuel. Sound familiar? That's because this wasn't a rescue plan. This was economic sabotage in business suit. You borrow $1 billion, you lose $10 billion in national wealth, jobs, public trust. The World Bank then snoop in to help build infrastructure, but only if you allow foreign contractors, Western consultants, and private companies to run what should belong to the people. And if you resist, your credit score dropped, investment dries up, and they call you unstable. Now, a great case study here is my own country, Jamaica. This is a Caribbean study. Let me bring this home literally to you. Jamaica followed the IMF rules. They followed the IMF rule book for years. Cut deficit, smash spending, obey every conditions. And who got rewarded? The Minister of Finance, who delivered their agenda. Not for the Jamaican people, but who pays the price with fewer services and higher costs? The IMF claimed they were so impressed with how well and how faithful he follows their order. They offer him a job. Not to develop, not to colonize, but by promotion. They didn't reward innovations. They didn't reward sovereignty. They reward obedience. Yes, they reward obedience. Whenever, even if it hurts the nation, they don't care. Nigel Clark, the finance minister of Jamaica, had done a great job with stabilizing the Jamaican economy and reduced its debt to GDP. But what did they do? They snatched him from Jamaica because they didn't want Jamaica to continue. They want Jamaica to be constantly in debt and beholden to the IMF and the World Bank. But good news, Africa and the Caribbean and the wider global South are waking up. Ghana is questioning IMF terms. Senegal leadership is pushing back. The AES Alliance, building self-defense, food security, trade corridors that don't rely on the Western aid. So they start pushing out narratives about the leaders of the AES. They start calling them dictators. They start calling them junta leaders. But when these countries were suffering, they were nowhere to be found. They didn't want to help. Now, a new alliance has came about, and it has the West shaking, and that's BRICS. BRICS is creating an alternative lending mechanism. No structural adjustment is required. Africa Central Bank is exploring local currency settlement and gold reserves and digital currency to bypass the IMF system completely. This isn't theory. This is happening as we speak. The leash that they had in Africa and the Caribbean and Asia is snapping, one nation at a time. The IMF and the World Bank were never neutral. They were built to protect the Western dominancy by making sure the global South never got strong enough to stand alone. But guess what? The game has changed. And that game is over. Africa is breaking the cycle of poverty. The Caribbean is waking up. And the global South is finding new roads. Roads that lead away from dependency and towards dignity. This has been the West Best Media. Please like, share, and support our channel so we can grow and bring you more information like this. Now, if you didn't know about the IMF and the World Bank, how they were created, now you know. We're here to expose Western institutions, how they were built to control Africa, Caribbean, and Asia. Again, peace and love, my brothers and sisters. Please like, share, and subscribe so we can build a powerful station, powerful channel that you get the real facts. Thank you for listening. See you in the next video.